For the St. Lawrence Lewis BOCES grant, I can't say enough about how it has really helped enhance and progress us with the new Common Core standards. What seemed to be overwhelming at first had provided me this year with mutual friends, mutual colleagues, regional resources that I honestly at first was so overwhelmed and resistant to realize they were just such a positive influence and helpful.
This grant has allowed my colleagues and I to collaborate on a whole new level. We have cherished our BOCES workdays tremendously. When we sit at a table together and look around the room and see other teachers wanting to share and receive ideas just like what we want, it is a great feeling. This BOCES district has some amazing teachers and administrators that realize what a positive impact collaborating together has on our students and teacher morale.
Being the only teacher in my district for each course I teach, I often feel like an island with nobody to talk to and nowhere to go for help. This year I was able to make math friends from other schools and have felt comfortable reaching out through our DTL meetings and through email to ask questions and bounce off ideas.
The DTL work has given me the ability to understand the structure of the modules, break them apart, and build it back up to ensure that my lessons reflect my teaching style, but also integrate the learning targets necessary for my students to be career and college ready upon graduation.
I have greater insight into the curriculum below and above my grade level. Teachers in my district have now started discussing vertical alignment. This would never have happened if we did not have the STLE grant.
At the grade level work session, I learned how to adjust, adapt, and change listening and learning domains to make them more engaging for my students.
We use our time together to tweak lessons, plan, and collaborate. I really value the time we get.
The help and resources provided for 2 of our staff days was extremely helpful moving our building forward with professional development the entire year. Our text-based reading focus, which came from analyzing our 3-8 test data, allowed everyone to take a team approach on text-based reading. Thank you for supporting us for one of our PD goals for this year.
Both students and teachers benefited from the knowledge gained from the STLE grant. The teachers felt that the collaboration amongst teachers from other school districts, above all else, was the most powerful piece within the STLE grant.
I have truly appreciated the work we were able to accomplish this year through the TCM grant. The meetings, which included DTLs and grade level workdays, were a start to some great professional learning communities. Beyond the work done on the actual TCMs, the resources that resulted are of a huge value.
It was very nice to have positive interaction and a light at the end of the tunnel this year versus last year with 1,299 pages of modules on Engage New York. God, I pulled out my gray hair last year.
Last year, when I began teaching the modules, I felt like my lessons were painstakingly dull. I felt like I needed hours of prep work to teach a single lesson. I felt, for a lack of a better word, buried. This year I feel that with the work I've done with the DTL, I look forward to coming to work again, look forward to the instruction I'm delivering. This is not to say that there are not still challenges, but I feel confident now that I can face those challenges armed with the knowledge and tools I've been provided.
This grant has allowed me opportunities to share information with my coworkers. The RTLs have given us a multitude of information and resources, which I have been able to disseminate to the teachers in my district.
Remember when Jennifer French talked to us about the STLE grant, she said that this would be the year of the teacher, and boy, she wasn't kidding. And the amount of work that they can crank out when they work together to get the job done is incredible. During one of our early release days, the regional teacher leader came in and the teachers were working on K-5 taught curriculum maps for math, and one of the teams said, you know what, before we can move on, we work on the taught curriculum maps for today, we just need to hash out what's been happening with our kids. And we have one lesson in particular that we're only supposed to spend a day on, and it's taking us 3 or 4 days, and we're trying to figure out why. And when the regional teacher leader said, well, have you looked at this resource to determine whether the standard is a major standard for learning at your grade level or not? And the team said, oh, right, I forgot about that. So once they looked at it and said, okay, there's some standards, that's right, that our kids are supposed to nail this year. And then there are other standards that we're just might be planting a mustard seed or providing background knowledge for that will get built upon in other years. And so we're just exposing them at this point.
I understand that I need to think of the standards first when planning my lessons. I need to develop lessons and activities that meet the standards rather than choosing activities and trying to force them into meeting a standard. The standards will now drive my instruction.
The shared resources and websites were very useful. I found a lot of smartboard manipulatives and math games that I will use with my students. It was great to get together and share ideas and resources while we were all together for the workday.
I have really enjoyed it and learned a lot. I am definitely a better teacher because of the experience. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I will miss it.
All of the work done through the STLE grant has forced me to take a deeper look into the standards that make up the Common Core math curriculum. This knowledge and understanding has had a positive impact on my students because I am more prepared as an educator.
It was the first time in a very long time that staff development days were given to the teachers to do this work and for collaboration. I would certainly like to see this model continue. As teachers feel more empowered, they will keep adjusting.
I feel that I have grown more as a leader in my school through my experience as a DTL. Knowing about the cats versus dogs helped quite a bit in our vertical discussions.
The STLE grant provided my students with a better education this year. By completing the curriculum maps, I am more familiar with the Common Core learning standards. This allows me to modify and adapt my instruction in order to engage all of my students.
One of the things I found beneficial from this grant is that I've met people that do the things I do. I've been able to network and make connections. If I want to visit a classroom, I'll feel comfortable doing that because I've made that connection. I know the person.
ExploringGreatMinds.net was very useful. It's so much easier to navigate than Engage New York.
Being provided literacy strategies that can target the weaknesses shown in our analysis of the 3-8 test data was invaluable.
With this grant, I felt I was more resourceful to my colleagues, especially to the special education and resource room teacher. Whether it was the standards themselves or resources available, including websites and/or texts, I was more confident in providing assistance to them.
The STLE grant, as well as those that facilitated its rollout, played a pivotal role in our district in moving forward from year 1 to year 2 of New York State module implementation on both ELA and math. Their consistent focus on adapting the modules K through 6 for ELA and math, as well as 7 through 12 ELA and math, really helped our district to refine what we'd already put into place last year, as well as helped us to move forward in what we know were best educational decisions to be made in terms of the curriculum. I know as a director of curriculum instruction, as a district administrator here, we couldn't have done this without the RTLs and DTLs. They really did a fantastic job of collaborating with each other, and then going ahead and collaborating with all of my grade level teams. Without them, we would be years behind. Because of them, we are years ahead. It's my wish, my hope, my desire that funding becomes available in the next 2 months, 3 months, to see, really to push forward and get them back into that place again next year. I'm really at a loss of words for what it is they bring to us, and by losing them, I'm hoping that we can continue on with what they have instilled in our teachers and in our district as a whole.
Thank you from all of us for the opportunity to travel to Albany for NTI, to bring back the latest updates on the New York State curriculum to share with our region, for being able to visit local schools to assist with their implementation, and to work with a truly amazing group of professionals that are now considered friends. It has been an amazing year.